This time on KEI Fabrication.
I think we're ready.
Alright folks, so let me explain. What you do for your grandkids, right? Hurry up, we're gonna go all the way down. Getting ready to go on another little reconnaissance mission. Nice. Hey folks, my name is Mike. This is KEI Fabrication and welcome to my shop. We've got a bunch more new projects in the queue. We're looking forward to meeting more of you, and for those of you who've been with the channel for a while, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your comments and the interaction and encouragement. I hopefully through this project we've gained some credibility with you folks, and let's see what's coming up next. Oh, there's the test fit. Now I can figure out what I need for materials for metal and wood. So we're going to finish off the wood portion first, and then we'll put the metal pieces in next. Alright folks, so I've got the metal frame all tacked together. Hopefully all the fabrication work is done. I've got holes drilled to fasten the frame with screws to the wood that's going to make up the camper. I've got some brackets to hook up to the vertical structure in the camper. These holes are through holes to go to the horizontal structure of the camper. This is for the torsion spring. The hinges are bolted on. I ended up putting some threaded inserts. They're welded in bungs. So the hinge is bolted to the cross member. Again, I used the door as a fixture. I've got 1/4-inch shims all the way around. It's spaced up the proper amount for the flange to sit against the frame and the gasketing. So this probably took me 10 hours to do. A lot of holes drilled, drilling and tapping, making those bungs on with the threaded inserts for the hinges, and just a lot of fabrication work. So tomorrow when I get some help, I'm going to flip it and weld the other sides of the tubes, and then hopefully I'm gonna fit check it, take it back down, bring it back up here, do a real thorough paint job on it, and then put it back in the camper for the final time, hopefully. The other thing I did was I welded chases through the tubing, so it's metal tubes for the trailer wiring to pass through for the marker lights and the brake lights and such. So both down below and up top. So hopefully, you know, you try to think of everything, but chances are I missed a ton. We'll find out when I bring this down there to put it in place. Well folks, we're trying to get this toy hauler conversion move further along, and we've had torrential rain last night and today, and we're just trying to make the best of it and get further progress done. We got the metal structure that the door is going to be attached to, the metal framework, and we are ready to stand that up in place. So we're going to do that in the next few minutes. Hopefully that'll go well.
I think we're ready.
You gotta go up above. So this is where someone said put the car down. you think? We go 180. Adjust those shims.
Yeah.
Let's try pulling down on it to see.
There's no place on that frame. Beautiful. Nice.
Sweet. Okay. Oh, dirty. All right.
I like that.
Something that's rugged because of the tires.
Well, there it is.
I didn't want to put the diamond plates.
It actually works. The concept has been proven.
You know, when it's cold outside.
All right, we're doing a quick light check to make sure all of my wiring is correct. So I've got side marker light tied in here. This is just temporary because this will get fed through the aluminum siding. Got the marker light, the three centers, the far right, and then the other. I'm putting LED tail lights on it, and the side marker works, which is tied in here, and then that feeds some of the others. So we ran wires through behind the header that we put up there, and it's got a routed channel on the back side. It goes through all the wiring chases that we put in on the steel structure. So just a few minutes away from starting to put the aluminum siding on. I've got to clean all the butyl tape or whatever this stuff is off, put new on, and then start stapling it in. I want to close this up and get it weather tight. Alright, on to the next step. Alright folks, quick update. I got this corner all put back together, aluminum siding's all on. My cousin Steve did the paneling for along the rail by the bed. I've got a reflector put up here to cover up the hole because I had to raise those marker lights up because of the steel beam. And I've got to work on closing in this corner, so we're getting there. Still got to fabricate the bed. Waiting for the mess to be all cleared, and then I'll put the flooring down. I'll show you that when it's done. So I'm gonna seal that corner up and then move on from there. Alright folks, I'm getting ready to put the final trim on this corner, and from the factory they had this wrapped around the inside and then the rear panel over the top of it, and I just can't see how driving down the road that wouldn't force water in underneath the rear panel, so I chose to wrap it around the outside. I have butyl tape between the vertical stud and the rear panel, and then I have butyl tape between the rear panel and then the outer side panel. You can see I got the squish out here. And then the trim is going to get butyl tape on the outside and on the inside, and the screws go in the middle. You can see I put a lot of staples in just to hold it into shape. The majority of the issues that happens with campers is these corners leak, and then the water follows down the inside along the stud, soaks that. The older campers have wool bat insulation. It acts as a sponge, it soaks up the water, it never dries out. And then this waterproof barrier is wrapped around and captured underneath, and it acts as a swimming pool, and it saves it all. And the rear cross member, that the metal piece here, replaced was just powder. I think I showed that to you before. And it just crumbled. And then the vertical studs that attached to that, the last 4 inches of it were just missing because they rotted out. So that's why I'm going so nuts with all the sealing and the configuration of the side being wrapped around the rear, just to keep the rain from driving down the road and having it being forced into that corner. The butyl tape on the final trim should prevent it from making it any further than just inside that lip. Alright, so we're getting there. I'm going to put that trim on, then I'll seal up that hole with a reflector like I did over there. And that pretty much makes the camper weather tight again. So that's a good thing. So that's why I was able to pull a tarp off and finish up the outside. I got to weld the new cross member to the old one before I cut the bumper off, and I'm going to put some diagonal bracing and gusseting in there to prevent that frame rail from wanting to twist. What else? So anyway, I'm going to bring my welder down from the shop, and my cousin made an extension cord to go from my generator outlet over there over to, so my welder can park here and have enough leads to do what I need to do. So we're getting close, and then I can focus on the interior after that. Alright, so this is the butyl tape I picked up. It's just a Home Depot. It's $5, a 50-foot roll. This is 1/4 inch wide by 3/16 thick. You can see it fits great in the groove on this corner channel. So I'm going to make sure that all of my sealing up top that goes underneath this is got some integrity, and then I'm going to go ahead and screw this corner bracket on. I'll start at the top and work my way down. So to fasten that corner molding on, I'm actually using the roofing screws that you use for metal siding that has the neoprene washer in it, and it just provides a bigger bearing surface to push down on the thing. And these are another 1/4 inch longer than the factory ones, so they'll go further into the wood. So hopefully that'll work out well. Alright folks, the exterior of the camper conversion is done. So I've got the aluminum trim around the outside that the gasket on the door seals against. I put the gasket on the door. I got some rain gutter across the top of the trim, and overall reinforced where the rear bumper was cut off to prevent the deflection of the I-beam, and everything is weathered in. So I've got silicone around all the light fixtures. I've changed all of the lights to LED bulbs or fixtures. Let's see. So the hot water heater is reinstalled, and the next thing is the bed and the flooring. So we haven't had rain. A day without rain. We had 1 day without rain in the last 6, so it's really been a struggle getting this done. I was able to remove the tent yesterday, and it was all weathered in, and sure enough, at about 6 o'clock last night, we had a massive storm cell move through with thunder and lightning and everything else. So I came out and finished up the thing. The good news is I came out after that storm cell came through with the driving rain and wind, and there's 0 leaks. So that's a big, big, big comfort to me. So I'll show you the way the gasket works on the door in just a second. Okay, so the way the hinge assembly works from the factory is the surface where the gasket sits away from where the hinge bolts to is 3/8 of an inch. So you have to come up with some mechanism to fill that gap. So what I did was, on top of my steel structure, I put an 1/8 inch shim, metal shim, and then an 1/8 inch strip stock of aluminum. And that aluminum is wide enough to capture both push down on that steel shim, which is bolted to the metal tube, and then this captures the aluminum siding properly. And then what happens is when you adjust the door, the gasketing compresses down to as little as 1/8 of an inch. So I'm pulling this down to probably from a 1/2 inch down to about 3/16. So I've got a real nice seal compression on there. So the door is all adjusted with the latches. So this part is ready to rock and roll. So I made myself a threshold here that'll trap the flooring, which you'll see in a little while. And first I'm going to get all of the fabrication done, or woodworking done, to get the bed and the hinge mechanism so it folds up to allow the motorcycle in the back of the trailer. So I need to get going on that because we need to get going on vacation. Alright, we got the folding bed all set. I just need to put a barrel lock to engage the steel frame. The hinge is done. The swing out support is done. When you fold the bed down, that swings down. So that's all set, and I'm getting ready to do the flooring. I'll show you what that looks like in a little while. Alright, so we got the flooring done. We got the thresholds installed, both the front and back. The bed's made, and the rub rail is installed, so you don't hurt yourself climbing in and out of bed. And we'll show you how it folds up in just a moment. So there's the bed folded up, and I have little barrel locks here that are going to have an engagement with a bracket to keep them from flopping around, and we also have a hole drilled in the floor, so when we're going down the road, if the bed is down, it doesn't jiggle around and collapse while you're going down the road. To hold it up in place, I have the barrel lock here, and I've got another one over there. So this thing is just about ready to put the motorcycle in. You can see got the threshold for the transition between the flooring. So this is the Husky garage flooring. It's like a 1/4 inch thick rubber that locks together. It's not fastened to the floor at all. It's captured by the thresholds front and rear, and then just kind of managed there. We're going to try it, see how it works. We were delayed a day on this because I bought enough material to do the whole floor, which was 3 boxes, and somebody had returned a box to Home Depot with only 5 squares in it instead of 6. So I had to package up that package of 5, take it back, exchange it for a package of 6, and this afternoon we were able to finish the floor. So alright, so far I'm pretty happy with this stuff. It cuts real easy with actually I used sheet metal shears and put it in position. So one of the last things I need to do is I have a cabinet door to put on this. It's right here, and that's going to go on there just to have access for winterization. So the isolation valve for the hot water heater is in there, and also the connection to pull antifreeze directly into the pump for winterization. So, alright, I think that's it. The next thing you'll see, hopefully, is the motorcycle in here being strapped down, and we have 72 hours before we depart. Alright folks, that's it for this time. Remember, if you can't be good, be spectacular. Next time on KEI Fabrication.